Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now for all the PS4 users, and I think really any console user, unfortunately Cyberpunk 2077 has turned out to be pretty much a clusterfuck. I tried playing it on my old channel, but I just couldn't get past. I didn't experience much of the technical glitches, however, I did experience some gameplay issues which just made the game unplayable. And unfortunately it's been like that for quite a few people. The game was released in an appalling state, so for many people the big game of the year wasn't even something they could play, even if they owned the correct console. PC users were a bit better off, but even they had issues. So instead, I'm going to be playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided, another Cyberpunk game. I haven't played this one before, this is my first time playing it. I've played Human Revolution before, which is this is the sequel to. I'm hoping the game will, for those who haven't played the first Deus Ex game, I'm hoping the game will give some information for you. Now, just some information to point out before we start. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, as mentioned, is the sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution, which itself was a prequel to the original game, which was released on PC and PlayStation 2. That game got a sequel, Deus Ex Invisible War, which this game is a prequel to. I have to say I'm quite impressed with the menu screen, because Human Revolution had a really good menu as well. And this one looks really nice. So we have the main story as well as get rid of that. We have the main story as well as Breach and Jensen stories. For what I remember, Breach is supposed to be sort of a little mini game you can play, whereas Jensen stories are actual missions you can play. However, they may spoil the main story for the game. And we also have things like the extras. Content is title is not fully installed. What? Hang on a sec. You might lose the video, but you should still be able to hear my voice. Okay, that's interesting, because I'm pretty sure we have it, the game has installed, so I'm not sure what's stopping it. So we've got Give Me a Story. You play games for their story and experience, not for their challenge or competitiveness. Enjoy Deus Ex experience. Give me a challenge. You enjoy a good story and a good challenge. This is how the game is meant to be played. And then give me Deus Ex. Harder enemies and tougher situations will make your experience quite challenging and give you a good adrenaline rush. You are the one with the machine. And then I never asked for this. I'll go for give me a challenge. You enjoy playing games as they were designed to be played, even if there's a learning curve. You want to master the most fluid method of controlling Adam Jensen, Human Revolution. The controls in Deus Ex Revolution were perfect. Why mess with a good thing? This is the closest possible recreation of that control scheme that meets the needs of Mankind Divided's gameplay. Okay, so what's the difference then? L2 is Iron Sight, whereas in the original L2 was Enter Cover. Sprint is Triangle. That's really bizarre. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, because you would have to take your thumb off the right thumbstick, which is used for looking around, unless you can just tap it. Crouch, Inventory Reel. Irons. I don't know whether we can change this later, because I'd prefer to have crouch and inventory. Well, I'd want to have inventory on triangle, and then crouch on maybe circle. I think I prefer the Human Revolution control scheme, to be honest. Especially because I'm playing that at the moment, so then it means there's less. I can just use the same control schemes for both games. So we'll go for this one,
Year
unless...
2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit, at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job, said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. It took me half a year to get a feel for her. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time, by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it, and when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The AUG killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the AUG's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. Wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the AUG in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hengsha's organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 Vest researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim. Then she slipped into a panic room and hit the alarm, forcing me to make a very quick exit. I figured Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Sarif had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. But Zhao said a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news, had turned those signals off. I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more. Eliza Cassan, Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Cassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit's satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Said she's just been following her commands. I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Op mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared. The Mercs were led by an augmented killer I crossed paths with twice before. Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down, and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's First Lady of News wasn't a lady at all. She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Eliza told me the Mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Sarif if I wanted to learn more. By the time Malik and I got back to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities. The UN was being urged to intervene. Sarif was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor-turned-philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Sarif had a lot riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people the chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Sarif Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Sarif, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent, Bill Taggart, Sandoval's boss and founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPLs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit. Unfortunately, the Illuminati were one step ahead. Ambushed. Shot out of the sky by Bell Tower Associates, seconds after entering Hengsha's airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense and bitter struggle, I escaped into Lower Hengsha. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning at least one of Sarif's scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a bell tower ship. It was sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea. Bell Tower was holding kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Chiron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore, and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called Omega Ranch. 3 of Seraph's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch. There, I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who'd put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. But their little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who'd Seraph had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point. All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Panchaea, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time will give us the answers.
And there we go.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes, you just have to let go. And embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen! Am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good. Because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you.
Listen up, all of you.
We got a sandstorm barreling down our arse and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding. That cannot be good.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Aran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts that party. Is Singh's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way. This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the laborers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
So what's the plan, Director?
Singh's meeting Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his Jinn crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the Jinn from joining the party. As far as we can tell, only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft. Here. I want you to block access to it.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
We've got a UC in there. Might be easier to maintain his cover if he's not the only one still breathing when this is done.
Smart thinking.
Yeah, but if anything does happen to him, you'll be telling his wife. After you get out of the hospital, of course.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
Well, if we're in close range, we can always just use melee. So let's go for the tranquilizer rifle.
Well, I'm not looking to play dice with anyone in there. Give me something with distance.
Your call. Less chance of being seen and compromising Singh that way. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said the Jinn are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
We'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute. So we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your #1 priority is keeping the Jinn out of that atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
Task Force Actual. This is Knife Leader. Engage Hush drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building. The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
Okay, what's that? We've got our augmentations here. Some are already marked out, that's interesting. So we have Icarus landing. the Typhoon with cloaking, which is fully maxed out. That's interesting. Electric shock. So rebreather, so we can go through hazardous stuff. We have the social enhancer, and then we have the infralink. Okay. Multi-tool, Typhoon ammo, biocell. And then mine template. Oh, so this is crafting then. So multi-tool and a biocell, that's stuff from the very original Deus Ex, which wasn't in Human Revolution, so that's interesting. Jam the signal booster, CFG. Okay, then we have the map, which is a bit, well, it's a bit more 3D than the other one. Looks like. Secondary, so that's not a side mission, and that's actually part of the mission we have. Okay. So I can't get it to appear on the thing. That's weird. Then we have the map here. Our history. And then download more content. Okay. Biocell, stim, smoke grenade and gas grenade. Okay. Outfits. Okay, so we can change our character's outfit then, that's new. There's a shop. Options. Gameplay. Controls. I want to turn sensitivity down a little bit. Now let's just quickly check control scheme. So enter cover, sprint, fire, throw grenade, inventory wheel, holster weapon, interact, reload, jump, takedowns, camera, iron sight, crouch, move. Okay. Okay, so the things that we have on our left then must be our abilities. In fact, can we customize our control scheme? Or is it fixed? Human Revolution standard breach. No, it doesn't appear that we can actually customize it, so we only have the presets. Standard, what's standard then? Crouch, takedowns, fire. Oh, jeez. This one doesn't seem too bad. This one seems like it might be a better one. Okay. So crouch is circle. Sprint is left thumbstick. Takedown is the right thumbstick. Okay, I think I've got this now. In the Icarus we hold circle to use. Okay. Isn't too bad. Looks nice. so can we...
Jensen, we're moving through... Oh, fuck!
What's wrong?
The Jinn have got a few Jennies up and running. Gonna have to hack keypads.
You should enjoy it, McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
Wait, no, I didn't... Search. Take all... I don't have to hold it, okay. Weapon management. View entry. Hold. Okay. I was working on the fan system when we lost power, stuck in here, but I think that means they can't get at me. They're killing everyone. They started screaming and attacking everything that moves. Where are you? If you can make it up to the storage area on the roof, it's caged in, you should be safe there. Might even have some medical supplies, door code is 4801. So that's the place on the roof. Code acquired. Let's see. That'll be on level 3 then, I imagine, somewhere up here. I don't think we passed anywhere where it could have been. So I imagine when we've done that mission, we will then... Where the hell was it? I can't remember where it's gone now. No. There. So imagine when we do this mission, it'll lock up the secondary one. Because I can't like activate it or anything. He won't let me do anything. Yeah. You can't actually activate the secondary one, so I guess we just have to look out for it on our way. And then we can upgrade the weapons as well by holding square. Just in case of getting used to the new controls. Holding triangle is the weapon reel. Tapping it will holster our current weapon, which is good. It's definitely a good looking game. Even Human Revolution is really good looking, despite its age. There's nothing there. If we hold X, we get a higher jump, it seems. So smart vision. Okay, then hypostim, biocell. Let me just quickly see what smart vision does. I assume that's probably we can see through walls. Here it is. Yeah, so it allows us to see through walls. Okay, let's... Highlights useful items within the confines of the smart vision's area of effect. Oh, so it's similar to a power-up you get in Dishonored there. Extends the radar radius. This is how we increase capacity. Yeah, because we've got pretty big inventory at the moment. Okay, so that's how our power system works then. It seems like it will recharge on its own. I assume it will do that as long as it doesn't get to the big block at the ends of the bar. Okay, so... Oh yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not recharging now. If we stood still, does it recharge? No, that's interesting. Why did it recharge the first time but not this time? I don't think we can get in there. I don't think it used anything. No, it didn't use our biocell. Okay. Restore power to the keypad. And this shows us where we need to... I mean, the circle is where we need to be around. Okay, something around here then, because this looks like a generator. Oh, there's a guy here. Connor, our investors are getting nervous. Some of them have begun to seriously consider cutting their losses and pulling out the project. Hell, if it was my money, I'll do the same thing. I'm fairly certain that the Desert Jewel is not going to be completed by the delivery date. I don't have to remind you this would be the 5th time we've missed a date and what that will mean. I need a way out before Wahab Tahar sinks. I need your help, Connor. Can you meet me? I'll be on New York on the 10th. There's nothing important in that one. Let's follow the yellow cables. Because it leads into here. Oh, okay. Up here. Then here. Anything around here first? I don't think there's anything else up here, we just need to go through there. And a biocell. Ooh. It was 4801, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't actually access the secondary one. It's somewhere in the penthouses, okay. Here we go. 4801, yeah. 4801. Oh no, it's not the right one. Okay, we'll have to hack it instead.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Fortify. Fortify. Capture.
Access granted.
It's a bit more streamlined than the original game. It should be fine.
I think that. I'll do another sweep in the area, just to make sure.
I don't know if there's a way to get above these guys. Doesn't seem like there is. Well, there's a ladder. That'll take us up to the 3rd floor, so that's where we need to be. I wonder if up there is where the jammer is. I also think that might help us with the stealth if we can get above them. So we need to be through. Okay, that's interesting. The line's coming out, so it's helping us see where we need to be. So if I tap X... Okay, so this is a lot more streamlined. Way. Case. What do we have in the case? Oh, it's a credit chip.
خلينا ننهي هذه الصفقة ونطلع منها.
Case there. Can we not get through here then? That's interesting. What's the point in us coming up here? Is it just to get the money?
لأنه بخوف على الآخر. نفس بصعوبة.
Oh wait, no, we can go lower. Oh wait, well, we're only been crouched anyway. Oh, okay. There's two people below us.
حاسس وكأني بلعت قصاصة رمل. العاصفة راح تكون هان عن قريب.
Let's go take that other guy down.
This is taking too long. It should be done already.
I'll take the pistol. I'll take your machine pistol. Okay, it's also showing us how much noise we're making, it seems. Where's your pistol? Okay. Now we're going to drag you. Just in case anybody comes up, I'm going to drag them to where the ladder is. Let's deposit them round here. So you've got some money. You'll come here with me. Place you here. God, there's a bit of an acceleration there. You haven't got anything, so I'm gonna... Nearly got him. Okay, you're coming this way too. Copy there. Now in the original Deus Ex, if you knock someone out with the tranquilizer rifle, they would just remain knocked out, they wouldn't get back up. I assume it's the same here unless they've changed it. Just curious if we can find anything else up here. It doesn't look like there's anything else up there.
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard.
God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual?
I can. Time is not on our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
Okay, we've got some ammo. Stun gun ammo. I like how Jinja just smacks the lock off. Is there anything else in this bit for us to take? I think we've got everything. So when this game came out, a lot of reviewers said that it's essentially just Human Revolution, but the gameplay's refined. I think already I'm kind of seeing that. Okay, we're not even in the penthouse, that's where the jammer is. So we've run the wrong level for it anyway. Okay, so Hydra Stim is going to be our health and then Biocell is our energy, okay. That's good to know. Because in the original Hypo, well, Human Revolution, the Hypo Stim was used to get your energy back. And then we have 3 uses of the Typhon, it seems. I think I'm fine for stealth because it's pretty much just going to be just... Oh, I wasn't expecting you to do that.
Huh? في ايه؟
Drag you away. Where can I hide you? I guess just throw him here. I want to drag you and then drop you here. It's not the best, but it'll do. And at some point, we're going to need to use a bio cell.
That was fast. You installed the signal booster already?
عشان نخزن المخازن الموجودة على السطح عشان تكون بعيدة من الرمل.
Good. There is too much riding on this thing. I think we need to come to take it down.
فهمت. يلا نبتدي نتحرك.
Combat tutorial.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here.
Say again?
When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been from the stairs. There's corpses everywhere. A lot of your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
Let's see.
No, there's nothing here. Just...
شكلها هتطول. لازم نخلص بسرعة.
Let's try and put these people somewhere it's going to be harder to spot them. I'll just leave them in this corner for the moment. Where's the other guy? Oh, there he is. Come on then, you come here. Oh, you haven't got anything for me. How's our... Okay. And this shows the upgrade slots for him. Because I don't intend, because I would prefer to do stealth if I can. But I'm not against using guns if I have to. Because I know there's people who do stealth only playthroughs, but they only take the stealth weapons. Because in Human Revolution, you couldn't stealth the bosses, you had to fight them in combat, and so people who did stealth only found it really difficult. So I always found confused because I did stealth only, but I still had a machine pistol and shotgun pistol on me. So if I came against someone where I just couldn't go through it stealthily, I had the option of going loud if I needed to. Still can't put that one on the map, so I still don't know where it is. Level 1 is seal off the atrium, but not where the jammer is. It could be round here. Oh no, that's where we came from. Okay. There's 2 people below us right now.
Never have come.
So yeah, the map's really well designed because it's really easy to tell if they're below
Jensen,
you or not.
what's your 20?
Working my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jinn's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Roger that.
There's gas down there. I imagine that's probably where the jammer could be.
Something is happening here.
Well, it's got more guys that way. I don't think this room the gas is connected to them, so we should be fine if we go inside. Okay, that's using up energy. Let's get out of there.
يا ريت نخلص الحوار ده قبل ما الريح ده هيجي علينا. يا ريت نخلص من الحوار ده بدري بدري كده.
So there's no one on the level of the guy we just took out. This bit's not on the map. That's interesting. Oh, here's the jammer. Ooh. We missed him. We missed him. Oh no, we didn't. We actually got him. Okay, that's good.
Listen up, everyone. Chang's hacked into the Jinn's radio signal. Checking the patch now. We should be hearing Sing any second.
خليل، الراجل اللي هيبيع لنا الحاجات جاية كمان شوية. روح قول لبقية الناس إن أنا هحصلكم وخليكم يعني منتظرين.
Patch is clean.
Solid copy. Good. I'll repatch us once the deal kicks off.
Miller, I disabled the Jinn's comms booster. Should make it harder for them to listen in on the deal.
Good work. With luck, Sing's cover will still be intact when this is over.
Roger that. Moving on to primary target now.
Let's take you away. Do you have a guy we took out most of the areas down here? If anything so far, it seems to be a lot easier to stealth than Human Revolution. I think because they've started us off with some good augments. We've got 3 biocells. Let's not use them just yet. So I don't know if it's necessary for us to take all of the guys out in here. Might be able to get past with just leaving some of them where they are.
We have no visual contact. We barely have audio contact.
Jensen, we're inside the atrium, taking up positions on the terraces. What's your 20?
Still moving.
Well, hurry the fuck up. Enemy helos inbound and this sandstorm's getting close. You get that comms booster disabled?
Affirmative. Booster's fried.
So maybe the Tin Man does have a heart after all.
Shit.
Way to look out for your team. Creedy out.
Is anyone else coming after us? Or is it... did we... Nope, there they are. Did that... I don't think that hit him. There we go. Okay, that wasn't the effect I thought would happen. I thought more guys would come. But instead we got let off pretty easy there. Only one guy came to investigate. Maybe because we made it fast enough, further enough so that everyone else despawned, maybe. So we haven't come across the door yet which has that code.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Yeah, so far everything's a lot easier in this.
This is Jensen. Penthouse access route secure. Jin shouldn't be a problem. Over.
Copy that. About fucking time. Enemy helo sighted. All right, strike force. Position and hold.
Strike 1, in position.
Strike 2, all set. Strike 3, yeah.
Strike 4, in position and holding, boss. Eyes up, safety's off, guys.
Yeah, no shit, Brown Nose.
Watch your fucking mouth, Halliday.
Both of you, shut up. 5 in position.
Everybody stay sharp. Singh's got eyes on Shepard. Patching you in now.
Target's in the AO. Remember, Singh's down there, so watch your fire.
You got balls, Singh? Executing a buy with a sandstorm on her ass?
I cannot take credit for Mother Nature, mister.
You can call me Shepard.
How biblical. Are these the weapons?
The Ogs. They're getting harder to come by. Guns are still on the chopper. Show me the cash, quick, and we'll...
Oh, what the? The pod has been crashed. Shepard is dead.
What? By who? What's going on down there?
Miller, this isn't the Jinn. Repeat, it's not the Jinn.
They're after the weapons. Open fire! Open fire!
Weapons free! Open up on
Greedy. I'm making a grab for the chopper. You got a shot?
Negative. Negative. We're under heavy fire down here. We can't let that chopper take off, Jensen.
I got it.
This is bad! They're closing in! We're gonna lose Singh! Jensen, I can't reach him!
Okay, we might want to go loud here.
Jensen, this sandstorm might have just bought us some time, but you need to disable that chopper.
Copy that.
What's going to be the best way to disable it, though? Battle rifle, what's that? So we'll pick it up. And then let's use biocell. Then I've got no time to do anything. Fucking hell. It's annoying how they can see you even though you can't see them. I don't get how that logic's supposed to work. Task Force 29. In the wake of the org incident, nations around the world saw an alarming upsurge in terrorism. It was being carried out by and against augmented people. Then a collaborated attack in multiple cities occurred on March 21, 2028, spurring the UN interaction, attributing the death to a lack of coordination between local intelligence agencies. The urged member countries to ratify a new division of Interpol, Task Force 29, and integrate terrorism response for unprecedented global jurisdiction.
This is bad! They're closing in! We're gonna lose Singh! Jensen, I can't reach him!
But it's just annoying though how they can see you but you can't see them. But I don't understand how that's supposed to work.
Jensen, this sandstorm might have just bought us some time, but you need to disable that chopper.
Copy that.
Oh, that's interesting. We've crashed.